Sandeep from Phone Arena, and today's video we'll be taking a look at the recently announced Predator gaming laptop from Acer, which is more of a proof of concept rather than something that's really practical. This is a massive laptop. It's actually 23 inches in size. It's called the Acer Predator 23X. It has a 21:9 aspect ratio curved display that is 23 inches in size. So this is actually the world's first curved notebook as well, apart from being one of the largest notebooks that's available on the market right now. So the main thing about this is that it has dual NVIDIA GTX 1080s inside it, and you can even see one of them, the fan spinning here through this plexiglass over here. You have the power button, you have a nice sort of a Predator logo as well as the theme over here going on, and each of these notebooks is actually made to order. Acer says that it will go on order starting from Jan of 2017, and you can actually buy this on special request. So they're not going to be making this in too much quantities, considering how unique and how much of an overkill this is, especially in terms of the specifications and the setup. So some of the few things that are really unique, apart from the dual NVIDIA GTX 1080, is the eye tracking. So this has Tobii eye tracking, which sort of acts like a VR headset of sorts. So it asks you to integrate your eye tracking. Once you do that, you can actually turn, look around, and it'll actually move as you would on a VR display itself. So you can see that there's a full mechanical keyboard over here with customizable backlighting. You have shortcut buttons over here. You also have a nice trackpad over here, but in case you're someone who likes to use your own gaming mouse, for example, this thing easily just comes off. So you have the gaming mouse over here, you have the two physical clickable buttons, but what's really important is that you have a full numeric keypad as well on the other side, and there's a pin connector over here. So all you have to do is reverse it, and you can plug it back in and use the numeric keypad instead, and use a separate external mouse if you want to. So this whole thing is pretty massive. It comes with up to 64 GB of RAM, Intel Core i7 Kaby Lake processors. It has a huge list of connectivity options. If you look over at the left side, you can see that you have two USB Type A ports that are 3.0 compliant. You can see that there's a fan grill over here. You also have two more at the back and one more on the other side. You have the SD card reader, you have the microphone input as well as the audio output, the 3.5mm audio jack. This thing supports Dolby audio, and it has surround sound as well, considering that it has multiple speakers. On the other side, you basically have two more USB Type A ports that are USB 3.0 compliant. You have a Kensington lock here. You have three LED indicators, and moving over to the back, you'll see that you have an Ethernet port, you have a Thunderbolt port, an HDMI port, as well as two display ports at the back. And this entire thing, considering how massive it is and the amount of battery power that it actually takes, it mainly needs two separate inputs in terms of the DC power in order to run this thing, considering that it has two NVIDIA GTX 1080s and a bunch of other high-end specifications. So if you see the top lid over here, you can see the curve. It's actually curved quite a bit, and considering that it's a huge display, you actually can see that there's quite a bit of a gap in between when you're closing it, and that's also because there's a mechanical keyboard there. So this is something that would attract quite a lot of dust, but considering that it's so big and you might not actually even take it out of your house ever after purchasing it, this perhaps doesn't make it that much of an issue. You have the Predator logo on the outer lid. The Acer branding is actually quite minimal. You have the Predator logo, which has a backlighting, and you have cool blue backlighting as well on either side that seems to be housed in somewhat of a glass strip. And this laptop is more of a proof of concept. I'm not sure how practical it is and how many people will exactly buy it. Maybe it's something that you can have just to show off and just to boast to your friends about, but more or less it's something that could be equivalent to a desktop PC, a desktop gaming PC, a high-end one that too, considering that it has two NVIDIA 1080 GPUs. So this is something that was really interesting during IFA 2016. It's certainly one of the more interesting announcements that we've seen over the years, and perhaps one of the largest gaming laptops that we have seen. We thought that the Asus GX 800 Republic of Gamers was overkill. This is something of the next level.
TTC តែងតែឈានមុខគេជានិច្ចទាំងគុណភាពនិងសេវាកម្ម